mental health because I wanted to be the counselor that I needed growing up.
Okay.
And I wanted to make my pain pay, if you will. And so
Right.
I went from being a victim to being victorious, went from
Mm.
coming from a place of trauma to triumph, and
Okay.
being pitiful to powerful.
Okay. Now that takes a lot of strength. That does, because you went through all that, like you said, from childhood on up until your adolescence and growing up in teenage years, and you still, instead of letting that make you bitter and angry and turning into all kind of things, 'cause you could have went so many other ways with that. You instead you went a positive way with it. You look for knowledge, you search for the ways to get something good out of that. So that takes a lot of strength, and I'm sure a lot of prayer and everything to go along with that. So yeah, that was
Absolutely.
powerful. Mm,
Absolutely.
yes. Okay. Okay.
And so, my first book, To Hell and Back, The Power of Forgiveness and Redemption, God
Hmm.
had actually given me that title for many years. I'm going to say, because my dad's been deceased 17 years, so it was even before he transitioned. But
Okay.
I had never written a book, nor was I interested in writing a book, and certainly I wasn't going to write a book about my life.
Right. Nobody wants to
But
tell their business.
right,
Right.
right. But as time went on,
Mhm.
it became profound. To Hell
Mm.
and Back, The Power of Forgiveness and Redemption. To Hell
Mhm.
and Back. And I was like, why don't God leave you alone?
He have a way of getting what he wants.
Yes, yes. And so when the pandemic hit, because I made all type of excuses, I don't have time. You
Mhm.
know, I'm working as a mental health counselor. I'm doing all these things. But when he
Mhm.
sent us home to work
Mhm.
from home, it was like, now what's your excuse?
Right.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
so, kicking and screaming, I wrote To Hell and Back, The Power of Forgiveness and Redemption. And this is what God said to me. He said, most people would have died in what you lived through.
Mhm. Right.
And I dare you make this about you. I dare you hide the fact that I healed you in your emotions. And
Right.
so he said, I kept you for such a time as this so you can go out and share your story to bring
Mhm.
me glory.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not about you, boo
Right.
boo.
Exactly. It ain't even about you.
So
Exactly.
kicking and screaming, I
Mhm.
released to Helen back the power of forgiveness and redemption. I was
Mhm.
very transparent because I believe that transparency is what transforms.
Right.
And the testimonies have been overwhelming. I mean, I
Mhm.
couldn't even imagine the outcome. You know, when
Right.
I get this grown man calling me at midnight saying, I'm sorry, I'm calling you this late, but after reading, crying, after
Right.
reading your book, I haven't,
Mhm.
I've been estranged from my father for 10 years, and I made
Oh,
a decision to go see him,
oh,
you
just
know,
mm,
yeah. Or the young guy in the store, 21 years old, saying that,
mm,
my mother is an alcoholic, but reading your book helped to repair my relationship with my mom. And I was
oh,
like, wow, wow.
that's
Yeah,
God gets all the glory. Yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah, makes it all worth it. Hmm.
absolutely.
Yes,
And
yes.
then the second book, because I released this September 2020, and then I came back April 21, and I was
Mm,
walking on lunch. And I was like, God, what do you want me to tell the people? What else do you want me to tell the people? And
right.
I could clearly hear good grief. And I was
Okay.
like, good grief? And he said, yeah, I want people to understand that death is not final for the believer. It's merely
Mm,
see you later. And so in good grief, I take you through the 5 stages of grief because a lot of people don't even know that there's stages in grief
right.
and help you navigate your grief in a healthy way. Also,
Mm-hmm.
honoring the legacy of your loved one in a good way. So instead of looking at it as a loss, I want
Right.
to frame your thinking and look at it as a gain. How have
Mm-hmm.
you benefited from that person being a part of your life?
Right. Look at the memories and the good things.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And
I can
then,
do that.
yeah.
Mm.
And then the final book, Give Up to Glow, is my latest release that was released April 2023. Give
Okay.
up to glow. It's a motivational piece. And I heard God say, people have gotten stuck, and I
Mm.
need you to unstuck the people. And
Yes.
so let people know that they're not just marching time here on planet Earth, that there's purpose. If you have a pulse, you still have
Right.
purpose. And
That's
so he gave me 6 things um, that we need to give up in order to glow in life. And that
mm,
that can be personal, professional, and spiritual. And the
mm-hmm.
6 things are: we have to give up perfect timing, because there
Mm,
will never be perfect timing.
right.
Life will always be life, but God is still
Yes.
guiding as well.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
true.
we need to give up our age. How old would you be if you didn't know how old you were?
That's true. That
When
is so
God,
true.
yeah, when God gives you a vision, He's not checking your birth certificate nor your death certificate. He's checking your faith certificate.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
you need to give up comparison. What a joy it is to just be you. And
That's a
we look
big
around, we have 100 chicken places, and they can be within the vicinity of each other, but they
mm-hmm.
all offer something different, and they customer locate them. You
Right.
just have to be available. So, what is
Right.
a joy? Just be you. We need to give up comparison. Everything that we need to walk on our assignment, God has already put it inside of us.
That's
We,
true.
yeah, we need to give up fear. Fear is simply false evidence appearing real.
Yes.
I tell
Yes.
people that
Preacher, honey.
your comfortable place is your coffin.
mm,
And what if your great life is on the other side of the fear?
mm-hmm.
We need to give up people. This is a big one.
That
It's
is.
okay to outgrow people. At
Mm-hmm.
every bus stop in life, somebody has to get off.
Girl, I gotta get those books. I gotta get me a copy.
And the
Yes.
final chapter is we need to give up our past.
Yes.
Revisit your past, but
Mm-hmm.
don't reside there.
That's right. Don't stay there. I
Don't
have that
stay there.
conversation with my mom a lot. You know,
Hmm.
don't stay there. Don't, she likes to revisit the past a lot. And I said, Mama, it's the past. Let it go. I
Hmm.
referenced that, the Erica Badu song, Bag Lady. I said, Mama, let them bags down. Leave them alone.
Uh-huh.
Let them go. Drop them off. You can't
Yes.
carry all that with you. You got to let it go.
Hmm.
We can't carry all that with us. We can't carry it with us to glory. So we got to let it
No, we
go.
got to release it.
Gotta release it, gotta let it go. So I agree with that. I do agree with that. So yes, ma'am. So tell us a little bit more about you. You have children or grandchildren, or what else
I,
keeps
I,
you
I,
busy with life?
I'm single. I'm happily single,
Okay, that's
and
right, girl.
I don't have any children,
Okay, you're a
so
full
I can
life.
travel light. I can travel light. Um,
Right.
and I love it. I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the plan, but this was the plan. You
God's plan,
know?
right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I like the fact that I'm mobile, that I can get up and go, and I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
look around and see who can gotta keep who or check with anybody. So this works
Right.
for me. I'm an only
Right.
child by my mother. I have a
Okay.
younger brother um,
Mm-hmm.
by my father. My
Okay.
mother's my absolute best friend. Um,
Okay, that's sweet.
and I enjoy traveling and meeting
Mhm.
new people,
Okay.
um, and encouraging people.
Right.
For 11 years, I've worked as a adult services mental health counselor at PD Mental Health.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in the last year and a half, I've been working my business, Hope Dealer Wounded
Right.
LLC,
Okay.
where I I offer coffee shop talks where I meet people in a coffee shop
Okay. I
for
saw that on the
counseling,
website.
yeah, for
Right.
counseling sessions. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm out here dealing hope in the streets,
That's
selling these
right. Hope
books.
not dope. Right.
Hope not dope.
I like that's a catchy phrase. I like that.
It was completely a heavenly download because I'm not that
hmm
creative.
You can't tell. Look at her.
Oh goodness.
I said, that is a catchy phrase. I said,
Ye-
you cannot
Uh-huh.
forget that. I said, that's a
Uh-huh. And
good.
I have my trademark is I am a hope dealer. Some people sell dope. I don't do that. I deal hope. People
Right.
builders. Some people build houses. I build people. I got it
Mhm.
trademarked.
Right. I like that. That's why I was like, that is a catchy process. Okay. People will remember stuff like that though. So that's
Yeah.
good. That is.
Yeah.
That's good. They'll
And I
remember.
just love um I believe that I'm an emotional healer.
Mm-hmm.
My purpose is to help people heal in their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in the fact that we can't heal what we hide. So I like to have those hard conversations.
Right.
And I like to create a safe space for people to be
Mm,
vulnerable and to
right.
open up for the purpose of healing.
Right. 'Cause people
And
need that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and deliverance because deliverance has to be desired. And I tell people all the time, I have a t-shirt that says, we need Christ, counselor, and a couch. In
Right.
that
I saw
order.
that on at the show. I remember seeing that. It caught my
Uh-huh.
attention.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need all
Mm-hmm.
of it.
We do. We do. We need to
Yeah,
be able to cry. We need to be able to scream. We need it all. We do. You gotta be able to let it out. Now I do have a question for you.
sure.
So being that you're a Christian and being that you're an author, you're a mental health counselor, and how do you juggle it all with, like you said, you help people with their emotions and everything like that. How do you deal with helping people with juggling with handling your emotions and helping others with their emotions? Like how do you handle it all, without being overwhelmed?
Well, I think that I did so much self-work
Hmm.
before I got into work.
Okay.
Because you got to be able to identify your own triggers.
Right.
Nobody needs a counselor if you telling your story and they breaking down.
Right.
So,
Right.
so certainly, I did a lot of self work
Mhm.
before I got into this, and even when I got into it, because wounded healer means while I'm wounded, I can still help you heal, and
Right.
so, you know, the client is just as important to me as I am to the client because
Mhm.
really we need each other. It's an
Right.
exchange.
Right,
Yeah.
like a peer counselor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's an
Mm.
exchange.
Right.
So my lived experience, along with my professional experience, my education has equipped me to do the job. I know how to leave the work at work.
Mhm. Oh,
But I
right.
had to learn that. I had to
Mhm.
learn that.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. So you say you leave the work at work and the home at home. So what do you do for fun, for things like that to to balance it out, like in your free time?
I love to write.
Mhm.
You will always see me with pen and paper. I don't care where I'm at.
Right.
I love to read. I
Mhm.
also love to walk. I walk for my mental health, physical health,
Mhm.
but walking, prayer walks helps me a lot.
Right. Mhm.
I love listening to music. I love traveling,
Okay.
and of course, my relationship with God is so important to me.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
those are the things that I mainly do to help balance it all out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Because you have to have some type of outlet,
Yes.
to be able to deal with it all, just to have some kind of relaxation just for yourself sometimes.
Oh yeah, and
Mhm.
I love massages. I do a monthly massage.
Okay. Hey, I
Mhm.
don't blame you, girl. You
Yeah,
gotta give
that's self
you
care.
something.
That is
Right.
self
You
care.
gotta take care of you. Yeah, because you can't pour from empty cup. You gotta take care of yourself before you could take care of everybody else.
Absolutely.
That is good. That is good. So, you say you like travel and things like that. You were saying.
I do like to travel, and I like to drive because driving and listening to music kind of gives me an open road, just to kind of think and kind of recharge and regroup. And my favorite
Mhm.
place to be is the beach. I
You
love
sound like
the
me.
beach. Yeah.
Just get on that road and just drive and getting in that water. Those are a couple of
Hmm.
my favorite things. I can
Yeah.
just get in my car. Like when I'm going through something, I just get in my car and just drive. Just take a drive and just turn on the radio. Just even if the radio ain't working, I just a time for me just to get my thoughts out and just
Mhm.
think and
Mhm.
just let it go, just flow.
Mhm.
Talk to God and just just have my little conversations with Him and just be at peace. So
Absolutely.
yes, absolutely. So
Mhm.
I understand that. Yes, ma'am. So what else can you tell us about you, Miss Sandra?
Oh, I don't know what else. I love people.
Mm.
I'm a people's person. I've always been that. I've never met a stranger. Even as a little kid, my mom would pick at me. She's like, "You don't know these people," but I just, and all through school, you know,
Mhm.
they would say she gets good grade, but her conduct is awful. So I've always been a talker.
You're a talker. Okay. I
I've
got
always I've always been a talker, but
you.
I am who I am. I'm not one of these people that if you see me in different situations, I'm gonna be somebody else different. I'm
Mhm.
just Sandra.
You
That's
just
it.
Sandra.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. So do you have any upcoming events or anything that where people can find you at coming up soon?
I don't have any upcoming events that people can come to, but I do have an event on this Saturday. I'm actually a speaker at a family reunion in
Oh,
the health and wellness space. So
mm,
I'll be at Saluda State Park, but that's a family thing.
okay.
I do speaking engagements. I do quite a few speaking engagements, but I
Oh,
don't have anything coming up
mm-hmm.
right now. I have some things, but they would just have to follow me on Facebook and then as I post them.
Okay. And I did
Yeah.
share your information on the flyer, and they can find your give me your website, and I'll put your website on the banner.
It's Dealing Hope, like
Okay.
DEALING,
Dealing Hope. Okay.
not dope.
That's right. Dealing Hope, not dope.
.com.
.com. All right. All right. All right. And I have added that there so you all can find Miss Sandra there, and it should scroll on the channel. It should be on there. Yeah. It should be scrolling on there on the channel. If not, I will post it in there later. But it's dealinghopenotdope.com. And you can find all about Miss Sandra Gamble on there on her website, dealinghopenotdope.com. And you can find all about Miss Sandra on there. But Miss Sandra, I have truly, truly enjoyed talking with you today. This has been wonderful. And I would also like to personally invite you to the Our Words Matter Black Author Expo in Aiken, South Carolina, that I'm hosting in October if you're available. It will be October the 12th. If you're available, you can reach out to me later and let me know if you'll be able to attend that as well. And
Okay.
I would love to have you. Yes, ma'am. And I would like to thank you so much for coming on the show with me today. This has truly been a delight. If there's anything else that you would like to add, just please let me know and we can go ahead and bring that up now. But it's been a
Okay.
delight. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. Um, I just want women, I'm called to
Mhm.
women to unpack those bags so we can flourish. A
Yeah.
lot of times when we have experienced trauma or
Hmm.
disappointments and letdowns, we tend to get to a place where we have a certain level of success, but then we sometimes self sabotage without knowing it. And
Yeah.
that's because we haven't dealt with that unresolved issue. And I
Right.
tell people all the time that, you know, childhood rears its ugly head in adulthood if you don't address it. And so that's the one thing I want to let women know, that it's okay to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay that way. And the final thing I want to tell the listeners and the viewers is that what I've learned is that hard things are not put in our way to stop us, but it's really to call on our strength and our
Yeah.
courage. And my question is, will you answer the call?
Yes. Yes. They need to answer the call. I see
Hmm.
we had a few comments in there. I think Miss Lakeisha Roach was on early. I'm not sure if you're on, Lakeisha. Thank you so much for coming on. I did see the comments earlier. Let's see. She said she was able to see both of us earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was. So thank you again, Lakeisha. I don't know if she's still on or not, but yes, so she was on there on Facebook. She was watching. Yeah, we were on Facebook too, so she was watching on there, and some more people commented too. So thank you all for watching. So again, thank you so much for coming on, and we will see each other again soon. And you have a wonderful night. And I want to thank everyone for watching and continue to tune in and share out the video. And I will see you again soon. And everyone have a blessed night. All right. Good night.